I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. Police in Albany are treating the death of a 4-week-old baby from Kingston as a homicide. Little Seth Michael Knox Jr. died of severe head injuries at Albany Medical Center on Monday after being transferred from Kingston Hospital back on June 12th. The baby's mother, Asia Gordon, lives at the Colonial Gardens apartment complex in Kingston. She's conducting a vigil at her residence as part of her efforts to raise money for her baby's funeral expenses. The baby's father, Seth Knox Sr., reportedly lives in the Albany area. The Ulster County Family Violence Unit is involved in the ongoing investigation. Also in Kingston, firefighters had their hands full with an early morning fire that ripped through 2 side-by-side homes on Smith Avenue. Early reports are at least 6 people were left homeless by the blaze that began at around 7 a.m. and gutted the interior of one home at 207 Smith and heavily damaged the house next door. There were no injuries and no immediate word on what may have touched off the fire. An initial report of a baby on the second floor of 207 Smith proved to be unfounded. Streets in the vicinity of Smith Avenue were closed off to allow firemen from neighboring departments full access to the scene. Ulster County Sheriff's deputies got word from a caller Wednesday talking about what sounded like chickens fighting on property at number 67 Crystal Lane in Plattekill. That triggered an investigation, and police say what they found was what amounted to a training camp for a bird fighting ring that was based in New York City. 76 birds were removed from the scene, and 7 people have been arrested, 6 who reside out of the region, and a 7th, 71-year-old Ramon LeBron of Wallkill. Now, all of them were arrested after trying to escape into a nearby wooded area. They face felony animal fighting charges. The 7 were sent to Ulster County Jail. More charges are expected to be filed. Sullivan County Court Judge Frank Labuda has suspended the felony corruption trial of Monticello Village trustee T.C. Hutchins until next Wednesday, when he's expected to rule on Hutchins' attorney's request for a mistrial. The basis of attorney Michael McDermott's call is a police detective secretly recorded conversation with a village resident. A recording, McDermott says, should have been turned over to the defense, something DA Jim Farrell says he was not required to do. Hutchins is on trial for felony coercion and official misconduct for allegedly rigging the hiring process to get his friend Kareem McCline, a drug dealer as a youth, hired as a police officer. McDermott also wants the indictment against Hutchins dismissed and a hearing on his contention of misconduct by the prosecution. It was their chance to receive realistic training to help them the next time they confront the real thing. Members of the Ulster County Emergency Response Team surrounded a house on the campus of SUNY New Paltz late Wednesday afternoon. The scenario? An armed man was holding a hostage and yelling threats. New Paltz Police Sergeant Keith Lewis played the role of the distraught man, while other officers practiced their tactical response and hostage negotiation techniques. Responding officers didn't know of the circumstances they would be facing in this training scenario when they were called to the New Paltz campus. Wednesday's 2-hour hostage drill was the latest in a monthly series of training exercises the team members go through to sharpen skills and stay prepared. Funeral services were being held this afternoon at Most Holy Trinity Chapel at West Point for Lieutenant Colonel Jaimie Leonard, the Warwick native and West Point grad who was shot and killed June 8th by an Afghan soldier. She and others were training in Afghanistan. Lieutenant Colonel Leonard graduated from Warwick Valley High School in 1992. She was interred at West Point Cemetery with full military honors. Doyle Murphy will have a full report here at Record Online and in Friday's Times-Herald Record. Yet another sad day at another area elementary school that's closing its doors permanently this week. The final moving up day graduation ceremony was held this morning at Sophie Finn Elementary School in Kingston, one of 7 area elementary schools to be shut down at the end of the school year because of school district financial constraints. Revised plans are for SUNY Ulster to use the Sophie Finn Elementary School building as a satellite college campus beginning in June of 2014. And members of a youth marching band in the city of Newburgh marched into City Hall last evening. in a public display designed to keep city council members from cutting band funding. Members of the Dynamic Approach Marching Band attended the emergency city council meeting in an attempt to keep funds flowing for the band and for the city employees connected to it. Council members agreed to find up to $5,000 to keep the band running and to make changes in the city's budget in order to retain the staff that operates Newburgh's Youth Bureau. Youth Services officials told the council the band is an important positive outlet for at-risk kids. Others aren't happy that Community Development Block Grant money was being too thinly spread out among Newburgh's youth services programs. Friday's the first official day of summer, and we'll be enjoying more summer-like weather tomorrow and into the weekend. Friday will be mostly sunny and warm, with temperatures in the low 80s. Saturday, more sunshine to start the weekend, with the highs again in the 80 to 85 degree range. For a wrap-up of all the day's developments and a look ahead at the weekend, pick up tomorrow's Times Herald Record and keep clicking here at Record Online to stay on top of breaking news. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.